and welcome to Healthy Connections with Baxter Regional Medical Center. I am Jody Bodenhammer, and I'm joined today by my very good friends, Melissa, Stephanie, and Diane. We are the Community Support House Coordinators. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to give you some updates. Hi, and welcome back to Healthy Connections. We are Baxter Regional Medical Center's Community Support House Coordinators. I'm Jody Bodenhammer.
Melissa Hudson,
Stephanie Isom,
and Diane Van Gulik.
And we are over at the community support houses at Baxter Regional. Diane has brought us some wonderful guests today to share some experiences about a great program that's going on that is sponsored by the Maruck Family Education Center on Aging.
Right.
Did I get it?
Yes,
It takes me a minute to get all that out sometimes. But Diane, we want to welcome you and Everett and Miss Carla. And just tell us a little bit about what you guys have going on. You got some different shirts on. Tell me.
Well, April is Parkinson's Awareness Month.
Right.
So, and we do a lot in our community to help our Parkinson's community. And one of the programs that we have is Rock Steady Boxing.
Yes.
So, and we'll talk a little more about that as we go along in the show. But I brought some special guests with me today. We have Everett Brooks.
Uh-huh.
He participates in our Rock Steady Boxing, and his beautiful wife Carla is with us. She is his support.
And you
peer
call that
partner.
a
corner person.
corner person.
That's
I
right.
love that.
That's
a
right.
great
That's right.
title for our support people. So
So
how
what
cool.
a better way to raise awareness about Parkinson's, but to have someone that is actually living through it.
Sure.
The care partner lives through it with them.
Right.
So I thought I'd have them come today and share a little bit about their story, their journey with Parkinson's. And so, we'll just kind of ask you, Everett, what's it like to have Parkinson's?
It's irritating.
That's an honest answer.
honest.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, things that you used to just take for granted are no longer simple. They sometimes require prior thought before you can do it. It's like trying to get something off the floor. Well, until you get taught how to get back down and back up, that might as well be on another planet.
Right. Yeah. So Parkinson's disease is a degenerative neurological condition and so it's they believe that it is destroying the cells that are responsible for human movement
Right.
and balance. And but they have found some different ways to help slow the progression. And what are some ways that you have found to help slow that progression, Everett?
Well, the Rock Steady Boxing has been the major improvement in our lives. We came to town about 3 years ago, and at that time I was pretty much Parkinson free. My mother was an early onset Parkinson person, so I knew I was probably in my future, but I thought I had escaped. Lo and behold, I hadn't. And then things deteriorated at a very rapid rate until we got into the boxing. The boxing has done just, man, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is.
I was actually very fortunate when Diane had first started the program to come over and help. About once a month I would come in and be a corner person for someone maybe who didn't bring a loved one or a support person. And I just was so amazed at as the changes went on, and each month as I went, seeing how people have made progress with their mobility, with their agility, with just like you said, the simplest task of picking something up or moving something, and how that becomes so aggravating and so stressful in that situation. I was so amazed at that, and I just continue to be amazed at the Rock Steady program. Diane, you took some very intense training, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
So that was in Indianapolis.
Uh-huh.
And I went up there for certification. And
Right.
so that we could also become what they call an affiliate
Uh-huh.
of the program, to have our own gym here. And it was a 2-day crash course, very physical. I was wiped out by the time I was
Sure.
finishing that up. And then since then, we've sent a few other folks to become certified
Right.
as well. So we have a great
great program as far as our volunteers and our coaches. It's been amazing to watch our community come around this program.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about where your gym, where your Rocksteady gym is located. It's very convenient.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at the athletic club,
Right.
Mountain Home Athletic Club, which is over on Coley Drive. So they actually had an empty building on their campus, so we were able to rent that from them and set all of our stuff up in there and leave it up. It's our space
Right.
to use. So it's really nice. We even have a ring in there.
I know. I mean, it is for real. It is. You go in and you feel like, okay, I'm going to box today.
Yeah, right.
Well, and I'm just so amazed that, right here in Mountain Home, and I oftentimes think about this town and our size compared to a larger city, and the healthcare in larger cities, and here we are rocking it with Rocksteady
right.
Boxing. I mean, we offer programs that are A, like none other, and then B, are usually only available in our larger communities. So what a great, partnership with the Meruck Center, I know had a lot to do with that. Our hospital foundation helped with that as well. But I'm so excited about that. And I know we have some other questions we want to ask Everett and Carla to share. One of my big questions always is, what should people watch for, and how should people, had they not dealt with a family member with Parkinson's before, what are some of the signs, if you will, that folks can be educated a little bit more about and know a little bit more about Parkinson's?
Well, there's a number of them that are very important. One of the ones that came on first for me was micrographic handwriting. That's
Okay.
where you start out with a nice big letter, and as you go along, it becomes micro-sized.
Okay,
And that's peculiar to the Parkinson
right.
type of problem. The shuffling step is very indicative also of Parkinson.
Uh-huh.
And Diane does a wonderful job of getting us so that we don't do that.
I pick and nag and
Does she stay after you? Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
Is she really?
relentless.
Yeah, I love it.
And the tremors, obviously.
Sure, I know, and sometimes I know those don't come along.
Everett's finger was 2 years before we came. His whole finger started doing it.
Just one
Yeah,
little
Just
bit.
one
little
finger,
finger,
yeah.
That's really interesting, though, and in the writing, I did not know
Yeah.
that is a very specific thing. So thanks for sharing that too, because I know that folks do have questions about Parkinson's, and I certainly, before I got involved with Diane's program and learning more about Rocksteady, didn't know a whole lot about the disease process. So it's really, like I said, again, very amazing to see how you guys are making success every day out of something that could be pretty devastating and potentially even debilitating. And so I just love it. It warms my heart, and it definitely makes for a success story for the Rocksteady program, I think. Because who knew? Who knew that boxing was such a benefit? Do you have fun?
We have fun.
Even though
The
Diane picks on
camaraderie
you.
is great. Everybody cheers the other person on,
It's encouraging.
and
It's cardio. It's not just boxing. I mean,
Right.
and I'm fit. Well, it doesn't look like it, but compared to everyone. But I walk out of there going, oh my God! Yesterday I could hardly lift up with that machine. But what people need to realize is, we know some people who aren't coming to this. Like, they're embarrassed. They don't want anybody to know they have Parkinson's.
Right.
And we kind of drug our feet to start this boxing. It's a family. I mean, all us wives or there's some men corner people. It's a unit.
Right.
Because we meet 3 times a week. And they need to, he doesn't feel alone anymore. These are our family and our friends. So they need to come out and just try it. You know.
So Carla, for you, I guess my question is, even though this is a disease for Everett, how has it affected your life?
Well, I take care of Everett. I mean, I don't have to take care. I can leave him, but like, he doesn't want me to leave and go back to Illinois without him, and that's okay. I want him to come with me. With Parkinson's, I've found, because I talk real fast all the time and I ask 1,000 questions and he's not answering any of them, as he's told me, you have to ask me one. And then ask, or you just tell me, do you want chicken or fish? Not chicken goulash, da 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 da. Just, and I don't even do that anymore. I just say we're having
Sure.
steak for supper. But I'm a good cook, so I keep him. I
He's
keep
not
him
complaining about that.
I weigh 300 pounds.
But I mean, you just can't ask them a lot of questions, just the one, and have patience. We women, or we wives, all talk about we have to have patience, and just
Sure.
because it takes them a long time to answer a question.
And that's
You reach for a word, and it's not always just readily available there. You have to think about, like the word camaraderie this morning. It's like, I want to talk about people supporting, what is that word?
Yeah. So it's kind of a not only a physical, but also there are definitely some communication and some mental type aspects to that as well. And I think oftentimes we just think about the physical. So that's a great
And the
point that you
women,
brought up.
some of them have had Parkinson's a lot longer than we have, so they give you a lot of good advice or
Good. What to expect.
what to
Yeah.
expect. And
Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about our Rock Steady Boxing with Diane Van Gulik and the Maruck Family Education Center on Aging, and what else these girls have got coming up at our community support houses. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to Healthy Connections with Baxter Regional Medical Center's community support houses. We've got a big group here today. We're talking about lots of different things. Real quick, before we get back into talking about Rock Steady, I know that Stephanie has got a great program coming up. It's a very large program that we do every year. So tell us about what you've got coming for the Women's Health Forum.
Yes, so it's not until May, but we're talking about it now
Of
because
course.
this is at the fairgrounds. The Schliemann Center puts it on. I think this is the 8th annual, maybe the 9th annual Women's Health Forum. But we'll have vendors set up. We'll have a panel of medical experts.
Great.
We'll have a keynote speaker. We'll have an inspirational speaker. Lunch will be served. Roughly 300 women or so will come through the fairgrounds to listen to this panel of medical experts. So we do have a registration,
Great.
just so we can also call to remind. We can call to update on what's going on in case something were to happen. But yeah, really looking forward to that in May. We have sponsorships available as well. So those businesses that want to have a vendor booth or maybe want to
Great.
have an item in the goodie bag, you're welcome to call me at the Schliemann Center, and I can get you connected with the program.
Great. And what's the date on the Women's Health Forum?
So Women's Health Forum is Thursday, May 10th,
May 10th.
at the Baxter County Fairgrounds.
Okay.
It's from 9 to 1:30.
Great. And we can get in touch with you.
At the Schliemann Center for Women's Health Education, it's 508-2345, or you can go to baxterregional.org, the calendar of events, and sign up for it there.
Sign up online as well.
Sign up
So
online as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're trying to do more online. I know that a lot of folks are utilizing online more and more. It's a great way for us to keep track and to keep in touch with our patients and our clientele as well. Melissa, I know we talked a lot last show about some of the programs that you have coming up, but over at the Pikes Cancer Support House, we can always expect to find not only cancer information, but you have yoga, you have exercise, you have all kinds of different programs going on. And I know that you stay constantly involved with all of our oncology units and working with closely our
Right.
docs and our nurses over there at the hospital as well. So anything specific that you would like to talk about today?
Well, on Wednesday, April 18th at noon, Miss Jan Halligan,
She's a friend of mine.
she'll be coming to talk about nutrition.
Perfect.
So that's very important, especially with cancer patients and
It is.
everyone. But when it's hard to eat,
It's tough.
it's tough. So don't want to miss that.
And I know she has just a great amount of information about cancer treatment and nutrition. I know this because she's in my office
Right.
and I see it all
Yeah.
the time.
She's wonderful.
But she keeps up with the latest and greatest. She's keeping us informed. You know, we utilize her at the diabetes center. We utilize her at the cancer. We all of the
All the
houses
houses.
utilize our registered dietitian. And I think that's so important as well.
And she's a hoot.
Oh, she
And
is.
she doesn't
So
mind
funny.
educating
She loves
through
it.
humor.
Yeah.
She'll talk
She
about
is.
gluten products, and she's just a wealth of information. But she's funny in the process, so it makes learning easier.
Oh, yeah.
At least for me, it does.
Oh, it does.
when I
yeah.
can laugh through
She's-
it. Yeah.
Oh, she's a mess. And then just real quick for me, we do have a diabetes education program coming up in Yellville. We're going to be out at the Yellville Summit School. You know, we have a clinic there now, a school-based clinic, which is a wonderful asset for that community. But the girls and I are going to take our show on the road. We have diabetes head to toe on Thursday, April the 12th from 5 to 7 out at the cafeteria there at the school. And again, that's open to the public. We do ask that you register with us if you could, because we like to make sure and have enough food. We'll serve a light meal as well as our education program. And our phone number is 508-1765. So give me a call if you'd like to get registered for any upcoming diabetes education events. Now, I do want to end today back with Diane. We were talking before the break about your Rock Steady program and a little bit about the Maruck Center here at Baxter Regional. So tell us how to get involved with Rock Steady.
Well, it is a program of the Maruck Family Education Center, and we have other ways that we support our Parkinson's community.
That's correct.
We have our Parkinson's support group, which meets the first Thursday of each month at 1 o'clock
Right.
over at the Maruck Center. And then we also, April 12th, we're going to have a special speaker, Dr. Lucas Bradley of our neurosurgeon and
Oh, that's
spine
right,
clinic.
yes.
Yeah, he's going to be over in the Lagerborg at 10 o'clock. And we just want to invite anyone with Parkinson's, anyone taking care of someone with Parkinson's disease, or you just want more information about it. He's going to do a really good overview, but he's pretty up on the latest technology. He'll probably talk a little bit about the deep brain stimulation treatment that some people qualify to be able to get,
Okay.
which can be a game changer for some of these people that have had it.
Mhm.
So those are just some different ways that we want to support our Parkinson's community. Now, we do need volunteers in our Rock
Okay.
Steady program. In our 1 o'clock class, that level is for people who, it's progressed quite a bit, and it has caused a lot of disability for them, and they need assistance, one-on-one assistance. And I do have a couple of folks that do not have family in the area that's able to come with them and spot them during the exercise, and we don't want to have to turn anyone away
Right,
that wants to
sure.
participate. And so the more involvement, more volunteers that I can get to help spot them during the exercise, we can keep
Right.
them safe and we don't have to turn them away. And so I am looking for volunteers, and they can call me at 508-3881 and just talk to me about it. We'll get you an application and take you over to the program, let you watch, make sure it's a good fit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And same thing for getting registered for any of the classes. I know,
That's right.
Carla, you had mentioned, and I didn't introduce our special guest again, I should. This is Carla and Everett, who participate in the Rock Steady Boxing. But you had mentioned before, you know, people who maybe are a little apprehensive or are not sure about coming to the classes themselves. Maybe they're newly diagnosed with Parkinson's, or they've had Parkinson's for a while but just are not ready yet to kind of make that public or to be involved in such a large group. So how would you recommend that somebody get involved with this group?
Well, we have people that come and watch,
Okay.
observe. We've
Great.
had several that will come and observe, and our participants are so open to questions when people come in. They're really good about that, and I think that has helped.
And can I ask what Rock Steady has done for you? You know, coming into Rock Steady, how far you've come of it making a difference to you?
I'll give you an example. I couldn't get in and out of bed. I couldn't get in and out of a car. I couldn't get up off a chair without somebody being right there to help.
Me.
Right.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
So what is it about Rock Steady that allows you to grow?
Retraining of muscles and nerves and conditioning. They've got a little device that's a little like a half ball that you can stand on for balance type thing. A year ago I couldn't stand on that fool thing. It'd just throw me off in no time at all. Through all the help that Diane gives us, I've learned how to focus on something across the room so that your focal point is not down here at your feet, which is where you want to look and you'll fall. They've taught us how to fall so that we don't hurt ourselves if we do find ourselves going down. And they also have taught us how to have somebody help get us up, which when you're my size can be a real problem.
Sure. Yeah, that is a definite plus for the corner person or the support person to know. We dealt with that sometimes, going back to caring for my grandfather and how difficult that was sometimes to help him if he did have a fall. And you're right, you know, you guys are a little bit harder to haul around than us gals. So that is a great, just a great inspirational story from both of you. And
Well,
from
people
both of
need to
you.
just come.
Yeah.
We have some new people, and for me, since we've been there about a year now, watching how these other people grow.
Mhm.
They're so timid and shy at first, and they're not the more they do it. So
Right.
they need to just come.
Just come,
Just
she
come.
says. I love it.
Yeah.
I
And,
love
and
it.
it's a do to your own level. It's not
That's right.
something that you have to reach this point at a certain time. If you
Oh,
find
that's
an
good to know.
exercise is hurting, stop.
Right. So you're saying Diane will not get after you too
You'll
bad.
modify the exercise so you can continue.
Yeah.
We,
Uh,
the
you're a
coaches,
great coach,
the coaches
Diane.
get to know
Yes.
the fighters, and they kind of know where they're at and how much they can push them a little bit more just outside of that comfort zone without them hurting themselves. So safety is our number one concern in there, and we are so blessed, thankful for some very watchful eyes in there,
Sure.
and to keep these fighters safe.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, I think I speak on behalf of all of us when we say thank you all for coming
Yeah.
today and
Yes.
sharing your story with us and with the community. And Diane, tell us one more time how to get involved with either volunteering or being a part of Rocksteady Boxing.
Yeah, so you can just call me at 508-3881, and I'll be glad to sit down with you and answer any questions that you have, get you over there to observe any of our classes.
Perfect. That's great. Well, thank you again. And that's going to wrap it up today for Healthy Connections. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.